Good evening and welcome to the St. Kateri Tekakwitha Academy virtual open house. My name is Rudy Zacharias. I am the Manager of Community Engagement and Communications for Greater St. Albert Catholic Schools, and we're very happy to have you all of you here tonight for a very exciting information session about our new school. I would like to introduce some of our special guests that are in attendance tonight, some of our dignitaries. I know that the Honorable Dale Nally, Associate Minister of Natural Gas and Electricity in the MLA for Morinville St. Albert, is here with us. So is His Worship Barry Turner, Mayor of the town of Morinville. We have our Board of Trustees here today, including our Chair, Joe Bessignell, our Vice Chair, Joan Crockett, and our trustees, Greg Schell, Serena Shaw, Kathy Pruill, Noreen Radford, and Renee Tremblay. Also, we have our Chief Administrative Officer for the town of Morinville, Stefan Lewan, and our Superintendent of Schools, David Keohan, and an Assistant Superintendent of Learning Services, Rhonda Nixon, is also here. So once again, we want to welcome all of you here. And at this time, I would like to remind you that we are live on YouTube, and if you have any questions about anything that's going on or about the school, you are free to post your questions in the chat in YouTube, and there will be an opportunity at the end of the presentation for you to share, to ask your questions. I will be moderating those questions and sharing them with our speakers today, and they will have an opportunity to respond to them. If we do not get to your questions, or if you have additional questions afterwards, you are free to email us, and we will make sure to attend to your questions and answer them. At this point, I would like to introduce our principal of St. Kateri, Cheryl LeBuick, and she will proceed with the rest of the evening. Cheryl?
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our virtual open house. I'm just going to share my screen with you for a moment, and we will get started with our entire presentation. Excellent. So welcome to our open house, and our goal this evening is to share some information about our school, give you a little sneak peek into what's happening, and to just answer any questions you may have. To start off our evening, I do invite our Vice Principal, Lisa Giacomo, to lead us in prayer.
In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. We are gathered here today to learn, to reflect, and to consider new options for our children. On this day, Lord, we welcome you into our hearts and minds. We create space within and acknowledge that in our planning, we seek your guidance. Lord, bless us as we work and learn together. Guide us to do your will and to be wise in our decision. In Jesus' name, amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen.
And we also acknowledge this evening that we are gathering on the original lands of the Cree, those of Treaty 6, and on the homeland of the Métis Nation. So to start off our evening, we are so thankful to have so many trustees joining us this evening and so many special guests. And we invite our board chair, Mr. Joe Bessignol, to share a few words with us to start off our presentation.
Well, hi there, everyone. Good evening. It is truly a pleasure to be here tonight, and on behalf of the Greater St. Albert Catholic Schools Board of Trustees, I welcome you to tonight's virtual open house, and I thank you very much for coming. Tonight's meeting is not only a celebration of a new school, but also a recognition of the hard work and dedication that continues to go into this project to ensure the best possible education for the students who will attend St. Kateri, starting this fall and for many years to come. St. Kateri will officially open its doors in September, approximately 6 years after the province announced funding in 2014 to build this school. Our deepest appreciation goes to the government of Alberta for responding to the critical need for a new school in the community of Morinville and providing the funds to make this project a reality. As Catholic educators, we are proud to be part of a public mandate to provide education that is fully permeated in our Catholic faith. We also thank the community of Morinville for its support. Long before construction began, students, staff, and parents provided feedback and insight through the public consultation process that the Board of Trustees began back in 2017. As a result of this collaborative process, we have designed a school that reflects the community. I trust that you will leave tonight's meeting with the information that you need. And again, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, thank you for being with us tonight. I wish you all a pleasant evening. Thank you.
And thank you very much, Joe, for joining us this evening, and to all of our trustees for all of their support as we've moved through this exciting venture. At the moment, we would also like to invite our superintendent, Mr. David Keohane, to join us to share a few words from our school district.
I want to welcome everyone to this virtual open house for St. Kateri Tekakwitha Academy. Your school's namesake borrows from Kateri or Catherine, meaning to be pure of heart and spirit, and Tekakwitha, meaning to put things in order. When thinking of these words, two ideas come to mind: that we believe in everything that will be possible for your children to reveal their God-given gifts through learning, and that, as our mission for our division suggests for all of our schools, learning, living fully, and serving others is the core of what this school will promise to be. In terms of putting order in things for a start date, I know that the hard work of the school's admin team and staff all point to be able to see you in September at such a beautiful facility, if that could happen. But through your registration, we will stay connected with you on every step of the way to support your learning according to the provincial guidelines for education that we know the ministry will communicate to us very soon. When you see this school, as your board and administration already has in various stages, you will see one that has flexible learning spaces that make it seem quite a lot more spacious than older schools hosting similar populations provide. So please enjoy your orientation this evening. We hope to answer all your questions that you will have through this orientation, and we look forward to seeing your children grow and flourish under the namesake of St. Kateri Tekakwitha. God bless everyone.
Thank you so much, Mr. Keohane. And we thank actually all of our senior administration for joining us this evening and for their constant support and encouragement as we move through. So at this moment, just greetings from myself, a little bit about myself. I am beyond excited to open this new school. It's going to be such an exciting place to be. I grew up in Morinville, actually, attended École Notre Dame school when I was in elementary and graduated from George H. Primo School. Not going to talk about my age, but there was no MCHS at the time. So I am a Morinville girl. That's where I did grow up. I've worked for GSACRD for about 20 years. I've been in admin for about 9. I've been in several schools that offer some sports academy, rec academy, and pre-K to grade 6. So this is just a wonderful opportunity to open something like this. And I must admit that this is not the way we ever dreamed we would have an open house. It would be wonderful to gather together and meet everyone. And I've had such a great conversations with people on the phone and Facebook, but this is the way we're going to have to run this year. And we are so excited to connect with you, to give you some sneak peeks into our school, to answer any questions you may have, and to just give you a little picture of what St. Kateri is all about. So we hope you enjoy this evening, and please feel free to watch our video at the end and ask any questions you may have as we go through. Presenting this evening with myself is Mrs. Giacobo, the Vice Principal, and Mr. Jeff Giacobo, our Sports Academy consultant, will also be speaking and presenting on behalf of some of the programming at our school. So I had a few quotes here, but I think we may even have a video coming. I had the pleasure to actually chat with a few of the friends coming to our school. And I think that's what matters most, is some of the excitement and joy that students have. And that's what gives us all the energy to keep on going. So these are a few quotes from some friends. And I believe Mr. Zacharias also has a little video of some of these clips that we can showcase.
Hi, my name is Gavin, and I'm excited about seeing the inside and having gym every day, and to see the gym in the classrooms.
My name is Madeline, and I'm excited to do cheer.
Hi, my name is Gavin, and I'm excited about the hockey academy and practice my moves.
Making new friends and seeing all the colors in the school.
I'm just going to find my presentation one more time. Actually, Mrs. Nixon, do you mind sharing your screen, or Mr. Zacharias?
Sure. No problem.
Well, I'm going to just keep speaking. I apologize for that little glitch. What we are going to do this evening is we're just going to kind of walk our way through our school, and we're going to get to showcase a few of the things that we have happening within the building. So I'm going to bring our presentation back right here. Here we come. Okay, I'm not sure if it's going to pop itself back up for us.
Mrs. LeBuick, would you like me to share my screen? It's Rhonda.
Yes, no, that would be great because I don't seem to have that there anymore.
Okay, make sure you're not sharing and then I'll be able to share. I'll
Okay.
wait. Thank you.
I think, am I sharing at the moment? Am I sharing at the moment?
I'm sorry, I'm prohibited from sharing from the host, so I'm going to have to get the
Okay.
host to give privileges.
Sorry, everyone, for this. I'm just going to speak a little bit as we wait for the presentation to pop itself back up. I'm going to speak a little bit about our construction and where we're at so far in our building. Our construction is coming along on time, and as soon as our presentation pops back up, we have some great photos that we can show. Awesome. Oh, excellent. Oh, excellent. Sorry for these little technical glitches. It might not have happened if we were all gathered in a big gym or something all together. So here we go. We've gotten to see the children, which is exactly what is so excited. exciting for our school. And now I'd like to introduce a few of our staff. I know that we've had just recently gotten to bring some staff to our school, and we are beyond excited for some of the great energy and great learning ideas. So of course you've met myself, Mrs. LeBuick, and our vice principal, Mrs. Giacobo. She is coming to us from Legal. She's currently the vice principal out there. We are so excited to welcome Mary Richard to our school. She is serving as a counselor at St. Kateri Tekakwitha as well as at Notre Dame. And so we value so much her ability and her continuity with our families. Mr. Jeff Giacobo will be speaking with us later on this evening. He is our Sports Academy consultant, and he is going to be in charge of our hockey and cheer academies that are coming to our school. So we look forward to that portion of our presentation. And we have some wonderful teachers joining our team. We have started with a core group of staff. So joining us in Division 1, we welcome to our school Mrs. Brittany Thompson. Mrs. Thompson lives in Morinville, and she is currently working at Beetle Grandin Elementary School in St. Albert. She is excited to work in a flexible learning environment and has worked with young children for several years. We also welcome Colette Larson. She is coming to us from École Notre Dame School, and she is currently working in early learning, but will also be working in Division 1. Coming to us from Legal, we welcome Cara Kryko. She will be working in Division 2. And we also welcome Mrs. Stacy Paladoir, who is joining us from George H. Primo Junior High. All of these ladies have some fantastic skills and are so open to teamwork and cross-graded groupings and all of the fun things that we have going at our school. So we are excited to welcome them, and we hope that you'll get to meet them soon and can reach out and ask a few questions to them as time goes on. Now here are the fun construction pictures. I just picked some from way back. If you notice, there's just not anything. And then moving through, this is more of a little bit of a time lapse, just because as we move into what our school looks like today on the inside, it's amazing to see the progress and the construction that has happened. The next slide has a few other shots. See, now we can go inside, we can see the outside. We also can see the cabinetry. And I'll speak a little bit about these colors. If you're following us on Facebook at all, we've been chatting a bit about this, but our next section here explains a little bit about our school. So our logo was designed first, and our logo does establish the key elements of St. Kateri Tekakwitha Academy. The beauty of this school is that so much of it reflects its namesake in so many different ways, from the colors, the designs, all of the things that happen are mirroring her life. For example, you'll notice we have a beautiful wooden cross. Ours is a Catholic school, so the cross is beautiful there, but it also symbolizes a little bit the white pine tree that was a symbol of peace, as St. Kateri often wove wooden crosses and left them in different spots to remind people to pray. When you first enter our school, it looks like a long wooden hallway, which is like a longhouse. And this was built to fashion after a settlement. Her settlement had a longhouse in it, and it was often used as a chapel. Now the school is divided into about 4 pods, and the blue pod is reflective. St. Kateri had smallpox and had some scars on her face, and often wore a blue blanket to shield her eyes from the sun and cover her face. So one whole section, our early learning section, is blue. And this is the centerpiece with some classrooms surrounding it. And then, of course, these are Mrs. Giacobo and I got to take these pictures just this week. This is our yellow pod. And St. Kateri was often referred to as Lily of the Mohawks for her purity, but also for the lilies that grew in the Mohawk Valley where she grew up. And this is going to be our Division 2 wing. You'll notice the lockers, and then the classrooms are surrounding that. And then the green is symbolizing her uncle, chief of the Turtle Clan. St. Kateri went to live with her uncle when her parents died from smallpox. And so the colors and the wood are so beautiful. Now, we did also get to see this fine photo of the finished gym floor. So we are getting very excited. And then this photo on the right is a picture inside the music room. That's some of the sound baffles. and the colors are just fantastic. So when we can show people around our school, we will be very excited too, because it is a beautiful building and so set up for students to learn. Saint Kateri Tekakwitha is also the first Native American to be recognized as a saint by the Catholic Church, and she is the patron saint of environment and ecology. So our building is built to LEED Silver certification. We have solar panels on our building, on a bus shelter outside, as well as within our building, and we will be having an environmental focus and caring for the environment with our students. Now, lots of the great ideas that came into the school didn't come just from our minds, but they came from the community. And back before the school was built, there were different forums held to get some feedback from what families were maybe looking for in schools in Morinville. And here are some of the results that came out loud and clear, which certainly affect what we're doing at our school. Strong academic programming, people were looking for that type of solid base for their students. A focus on some sports academy programming, which is new to the Morinville community, focusing specifically in hockey and cheer and dance. And then just some options to explore areas of interest. So we will be offering dynamic option choices to our students in grades 4 and 5. And childcare options were also important. So as we go through this evening, we are going to try and touch on those main points. This is a picture of the pedagogical framework of our district. And this is sort of the basis of where we all kind of pattern our learning and our teaching within our schools. The focus always is on the center of fostering conceptual understanding and engaging our learners. And how we get there is by using all of these different strategies, learning intentions, collaboration, different ways to meet the needs of students and to look at learning from their own lens as we teach literacy and numeracy and wellness. So our focus very much in our school is to take students from where they're at and help them grow and learn to become the best versions of themselves and to achieve to their full potential. These are just a few questions that we've heard a few times from different families already. And the question is often, what is advanced academic programming? And advanced academic programming really offers students the ability to take their learning as far as they might want to kind of take the seed or the basics and maybe expand it through projects or be challenged or just take it in a different direction and kind of explore a little bit. At the same time, we will be supporting students and providing interventions and help for those that also need it. So it's really extending and advancing the academics of everyone in our building through different challenges and through different ways of working together. And I think that's a little bit about how students are challenged. We have some flexible learning environments, some technology, some teamwork, different ways that students can explore and kind of figure out how do they like to learn best and where do they want to go with this project they're working on. And flexible learning can look like we're in a classroom learning something at tables or at desks or in an open learning space or with some friends or in a group. And it's really just an anytime, any place learning that's guided by the teacher and letting students have a little bit of freedom in the way that they perhaps want to reflect their learning. And growing to your next level, we are excited that one of our options is coding, and it's tying right into the computer science principles that are being taught at Primo and MCHS. So we're kind of creating little learners here at St. Kateri and moving them straight through into all of our schools in Morinville, which we're so excited about to see them working together. These are some fun interior design pictures that Mrs. Giacobo and I were looking at. Our school will have tables and chairs and some of the usual types of seating, but also some flexible seating, some lower seating, tables, softer seating. And these aren't pictures within our building as of yet, but just some ideas of different ways that students can learn and have a bit of a flex in the way that they get to learn. I am now going to pass it over to Mr. Jeff Giacobo, who's going to speak a little bit about the Hockey and Cheer Sports Academy for our students in grade 4 and 5.
Thank you, Mrs. LeBuick. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight. I hope that everybody is staying safe and healthy during these challenging times. I also hope that we're back in the gyms and the rinks and the fields soon, and that we're safe when we're there. My name is Jeff Jacobo, and I am the Sports Academy consultant for the Greater St. Albert Catholic School Board. And we are very, very excited to be bringing our hockey and cheer dance programs to the community of Morinville. Our motto is that athletics are a dress rehearsal for life. Often, sport is compared to real life. Sport offers kids the opportunity to experience adversity, to learn to communicate, to learn to be focused. These are all skills that are going to help them as they move on in their lives. Could we go to the next slide? Thank you. The philosophy in our program is we believe that students can learn through sports to maintain or improve their academic standing, to improve their athletic abilities, and to become more well-rounded citizens capable of being involved in social activities. From an academic standpoint, all of our athletes are held to a standard. The standard is that they work to their academic potential. So I'm often asked, what does that mean? And what that means for us is that our athletes are coming to school every day. They're able to maintain a standard in the classroom that their teacher sets for them. They're prepared for class. They're working to be organized. They're able to get assignments done on time. And as part of the academy, we are going to support teachers and help our athletes to make sure that they are doing these things and have the best chance to succeed. From an athletic standpoint, we have the opportunity to train Tuesday and Thursday mornings, whether you're in hockey or cheer dance, that's the time that it's going to happen. They will have extra touches on the puck, or they'll have extra opportunities to work on their choreography or their cheer skills. And on top of that, they're going to have an opportunity that you'll see later in the slides where they get to experience some alternative sports, some different sports. From a social standpoint, sports offers athletes the opportunity to communicate, whether it's communicating individually with each other, communicating with a small group of their team, communicating with their entire team, communicating with a coach or specialty coach. It gives our athletes an opportunity to learn to be able to socialize and be comfortable in social situations. Being involved in the academy fosters life skills like time management, organization, and demonstrating respect. Respect is a cornerstone for us. When you're involved in the academy, you spend time in lots of different places, whether it's a bus, community rink, another community facility, could be a bowling alley, could be a curling club, could be a golf course. It's demanded by our staff that our athletes are respectful. We treat them with respect, we model respect, and we expect them to treat others and staff, any staff that we work with respect. Time management and organization are just part of being in the academy. On an academy day, you have to have your proper equipment, you have to have your water bottle, you have to have your change of clothes, you have to be on time, you have to get to the bus on time, you have to get back to school on time. So just being in the program helps develop those life skills that we all know are so important as our young people move on. Why choose Sports Academy? Our goal is to help athletes be physically literate. We want them to be very well-rounded people when they leave the program. That's our most important goal. We know how technology has been very positive, especially during this challenging time. We see our kids communicating with each other and their teachers, but it's very important to lead a healthy, balanced life, and the academy offers that. We offer active living, we talk about healthy lifestyle, we model healthy lifestyle, we work on long-term athletic development. Our athletes can get better in the sports that they love, but they are also introduced to other awesome sports, so that when they do move on and they stop playing the sport they love, they can go pick up a racket or a golf club or a ball and socialize and still continue to be active. This slide is some pictures of our academy athletes trying some of those alternative sports that I had talked about. So you'll see curling, rock climbing, scootering. Some other alternative sports that academy athletes get to participate in include squash, golf, water polo, and even axe throwing. Fitness training is always part of the academy. With our hockey program in Morinville, they're going to be on the ice Tuesdays and Thursday mornings from September till March. From April to June, we're going to spend time with our fitness and dryland training. We're going to spend time doing some of those excursions to experience the alternative activities that we discussed. And our cheer program is going to have the fitness training built into the program. And in the last 3 months, April to June, they will continue with their cheer. That'll be when they do a few competitions, and they'll do their fitness training, and they'll also participate in those excursions. The cost of the program for hockey is $1,350 for the year, or $135 for the 10 months from September to June. For our cheer program, it's $500 for the year, or $50 a month for the 10 months from September to June. Programming will be Tuesday and Thursday mornings. Hockey families will be expected to drop off at the rink for 8 a.m. and they will skate from 8:30 to 9:30 from September till March. And then we will transport them back to the school for 10 o'clock. Cheer will start at approximately 8:30 at SKT, is where that programming will take place. And it will go till approximately 10 o'clock. The Sports Academy program fees cover facility use, transportation. Swag is the clothing that our athletes get. They get things like hoodies, hockey players get jerseys, cheer participants get shorts, tank tops, hoodies, and the fees also cover all programming that we do. I'm going to hand it back to Mrs. LeBuick.
Thank you, Mr. Giacobo. We are so excited to have Sports Academy at our school, and we've had several excited students already ready for those activities. When I was mentioning dynamic options earlier, this is also where our dynamic options come into play for students who are not in in Sports Academy. They will be taking place backed up to that time, as well as the phys ed and health curriculum. These options will be a little bit dictated by student interest and by our ability to run them. At the moment, we have some ideas of drama, coding, cooking. These will be offered to students in grade 4 and 5, and they'll be trimestered, 2 40-minute periods a week. So we will be reaching out to students to see what their choices are and determining some of those as we move into the fall and we know how many students we have running in each of those little groups. We've had questions about boundaries and transportation, and Lorianne Turnbull, who is in charge of that, has also mentioned that feel free to reach out with any questions you may have. Our boundaries do include the area that is west of 100th Street and north of the railway tracks in the town of Morinville, areas of Carbondale, the DeMeo 4x4, and then the rural areas surrounding Morinville in Ward 2. Those are our transportation boundaries. And so if you were looking for transportation to our school, then those would be the areas that we have transportation to St. Kateri. If you live outside, oh, we can chat about those later. Or I can come back. If you live outside of those boundaries and you don't require transportation, we are able to welcome students to our school based on space and resources. And so by all means, do contact us and we can certainly chat with you and see what works best. And before and after school care, we are excited that just recently in the last couple of weeks, Macaulay Community After School Care Association will be joining St. Kateri as well. They are currently housed out of Notre Dame and they will be continuing there as well as at our school. So we are excited to offer that service to our families for students in kindergarten to grade 5. And so essentially, we are just excited to welcome you to our GSACRD family and build some connections with the families that are in Morinville. We have an amazing staff. We work closely with any transition planning and anything that we need to learn about to foster success in students that may be coming to us from École Notre Dame or from any of the other schools that are in the Morinville area. We are excited to offer childcare, and we are over the moon about our programming. We are excited about our Sports Academy programming, our dynamic options. We're just really excited to welcome everyone to our school, to come and check it out, and to be part of this great new venture with so many great things going on. It says at the bottom, we promise to take care of them, and we are so excited to welcome all students. It's going to be a wonderful time, and if you do have any questions that pop up after this presentation, please do contact us, because we are always there to answer any questions you may have. There is a short video, about 5 minutes, that we'd love to show you. It's a little bit of a condensed version and a little bit of extra information that we've just covered, and it gives you a little picture of what the school's all about. I'm going to pass it over to Mr. Zacharias to just put that on.
Hi there, my name is Cheryl Lebuick, and I am the proud principal of St. Kateri Tekakwitha Academy, opening in Moorville this fall. In these conditions, we can't showcase our school to you, and we can't come meet you in person, but we are so excited to give you a sneak peek at some of the great programming and options that are happening at our school. St. Kateri Tekakwitha Academy is a pre-K to grade 5 school, and we are hosting a variety of exciting programming, from advanced academic programming to our ever-popular sports academy programming, as well as diverse options. The first thing you'll notice about our beautiful building is that it is so perfectly matched and reflective of its namesake, St. Kateri Tekakwitha. All areas of our school, their color and design, are reflective of her life. In addition, St. Kateri is the patron saint of ecology and the environment, and our building is complete with solar panels and a waiting area outside, as well as on its building, and our focus will also be on STEM and the environment in our school. One of the exciting things about our new school opening is that we are introducing a brand new programming in Moorville, which is our sports academy programming for our students in grade 4 and 5. In early meetings with families in Moorville, it came out strongly that parents were interested in some sports academy programming.
The primary focus of the academies in Moorville is going to be cheer, hockey, but all of those athletes are going to get the opportunity to try some different alternative sports. They may do rock climbing, they may do axe throwing, they may go water polo. It's going to be facility dependent and what's available to us.
5, 6, 7, dip, 1 step, 3, squeeze.
Athletes involved in these academies are going to have the opportunity to train in their sports during their school day. Both the cheer and hockey programs are going to run 2 days a week. The plan is to have them run Tuesday and Thursday. The athletes will get between an hour and a half and 2 hours of time to participate each day in these programs. Our student athletes are held to a standard that they have to work to their potential academically. So with their sport and passion being a carrot, we find that the athletes actually do better in school academically than prior to joining the program. I think some of the best stories I hear from parents are the stories away from the sport.
Our kids not only were they getting proper instruction, they were getting the right message at school. And our kids' grades immediately started to improve.
For me, for my child, it is perfect balance of academics and sports. I think it offers children a unique opportunity for physical literacy in the school setting.
I'm excited for my daughters to attend St. Kateri and meet new friends, join the cheer team, and just see what the school is all about.
We are so excited to have our children attend the new school because of many reasons, because it looks amazing, and the Hockey Academy and the Sports Academy are definitely something we are very interested in. In addition, we are offering dynamic options for our students in grade 4 and 5 that are not in Academy. We will be creating these options based on student interest. Some of the ideas we've had so far have included cooking, art, drama, but we will be taking a chance here in the new year to see what types of options will be most suitable to those students. Another area that we would like to bring into the coding is it will be tying into some of the computer science principles and the programming that will lead right into our junior high and high school in one.
For me, the most rewarding part about being involved in our Davis Norbert Sports Academies is the opportunity to not only work with great athletes every day, but also with very passionate staff every day. Staff that are 100% committed to helping each athlete individually grow, not only as an athlete, but as a person as well.
I am so excited to be coming out to Morinville to bring this amazing school to life, to welcome new families, and to just meet everyone that is in the community and coming to learn at our building. We have so much to offer. We're excited to show you around, showcase our new building, let you meet our staff, and just let you see all of the amazing things we have to offer at our new school.
So we hope that you enjoyed our video. It's a little bit lagging in its time, but you're going to be putting it onto our website so that you can view it again and you can see some of it, share it with others. I'm going to ask Dr. Nixon if she can also share her screen one more time, and we will go through our last few slides. Oh, well, there we have it. Look at that. There is myself and Mrs. Giacobo. We got to tour and we noticed this wood paneling in that front area. So we thought we'd just take a little photo. But at this moment, we were just wondering if anyone has had any questions and they've typed them into the chat area. Mr. Zacharias will be available to share them with us, and we will answer anything as best we can, or certainly direct you in the right direction for future responses.
Yes, we have 3 questions that have come in. Some of them may have been answered in the video, however, I will ask them. All 3 of these questions are related to Sports Academy, so they would be directed toward Jeff. I will ask the question, and then I will turn Jeff's mic and camera on so he can address. Actually, a 4th question came in too. Let me ask the first question. What is the time commitment for the Sports Academy for parents for work? I will let you address that question first, and then I will ask the second question.
Hello. So the time commitment for Sports Academy for parents and their work schedule. On Tuesday and Thursday mornings, the academies will start first thing in the morning. So if you're in the cheer program, your student just needs to be at school when school starts. That means they could take a bus if they're in the busing area, or if you were transporting them to school, it would be your responsibility to get them there. For the hockey program, we are going to have athletes dropped off at the Morinville Community Center at 8 o'clock. That will give them approximately half an hour to get dressed and be ready to go for 8:30. We will transport those athletes back to the school. We will also transport their equipment back to the school. They could take the bus home if they were in the catchment area, but their hockey bag would need to be picked up at the school. But that can be picked up later than at the end of the school day. So for instance, quite often the after school care is going to be there till 6 o'clock. So the school will be open until 6 o'clock.
Thank you. The second question, do the children need to have a base level of hockey in order to join?
Historically in our programs, we've had everything from beginner to top level players. The hockey program is based on individual skill development. We do lots of small area, small skill work. I would say that it's important that your student knows how to skate. It can become very frustrating if they do not feel comfortable on their skates, because trying to master that and learn to carry a puck at the same time can become frustrating. As long as they know how to skate, we are happy to work with them and we can help them develop their skills.
The next question will be addressed to Jeff, but Mrs. Lebuick may also want to answer this question. So I will give you both an opportunity to respond if you wish. The question is, do Sports Academy kids get the chance to sign up for dynamic options as well?
I believe that the answer to that question is no, but I will defer to Cheryl. I think Sports Academy time is going to cover phys ed and dynamic options.
Is my mic on? Okay. Sorry, everyone. Actually, so what happens is our students in grade 4 and 5, while they are gone to doing their cheer and hockey, that is when we run our dynamic options as well as phys ed and health for those students. That way, all of those kind of learn what you love courses are at the same time, and then we're all back together for our core learning when all the students are back at school. That does not mean, however, that students in Sports Academy cannot be part of different clubs or groups that happen at our school. And sometimes those things do funnel directly from some of the options if students want to go a bit further. So any of those extracurricular activities will be open to all students.
The next question is, will the playground be ready for the opening?
Yes, yes, it will be. As a matter of fact, right now, they are just preparing the ground and their goal was to have it ready here in June. I think they're delayed by a few weeks, but it will certainly be up and running by the time we open our doors. So we are very excited about that. We also noticed a tarmac that we're hoping to have some basketball hoops on out there too. So yeah, game on, kids. I have to practice my dribbling skills and get out there with you.
We have another couple of questions. One is related to employment, so I'm not sure. It says, will there be a library technician position available at the school?
So all of that will be coming from our HR department in the next few weeks. And so we will be fanning that out as those positions become open from our district.
Another question about the Sports Academy program. Is there a soccer program offered, or will there be a soccer program offered? Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Sorry. At this time, we're starting with a hockey and cheer dance program. Those were the programs through the community voice that showed the most interest.
I have put out a call to see if there are any other questions. Right now, those are all the questions that there are. I will give it just a little bit of time. And I would remind all those that are watching that if you have additional questions, everybody is quite willing to respond to them. You may send your questions directly to the school, or you can send questions to communications@gsacred.ab.ca, and your questions will be forwarded to the appropriate person to respond. So I will just wait a couple more minutes, or a little bit more time to see if there's any other questions. And if not, I will direct it to Mrs. Lebuick for some closing comments.
I might just talk about questions anyway. Is that okay?
Sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So if you do have any questions that pop into your mind after this presentation or tomorrow, or just as you're mulling things over to our web, information there. You can also, my email address as well as Mrs. Giacobo's email address is there. And or we are active on social media, Facebook, and Twitter. So there are many ways to reach us. You can also call our district office and all calls will be put through to us. So there is no question that isn't important. There are probably people thinking the same things that you're thinking. And it's a weird time because we can't be out in the community meeting people, but we are always available by phone or by email to answer any questions. So we'll just wait and see if there are any more. And then we can move forward. We would also like to thank Mr. Morozic from our district office for joining us this evening as well.
There are a few more questions that have come in.
Awesome.
The first is there any information on registration for out-of-school care?
Okay, that's a great question. So we just recently, I put a little bit on our website, and I will be meeting with the girls from Macaulay this week, and they will be sending out some information. So if you would like me to send it to you directly, if you just email me at celabuick@gsacred.ab.ca, I can send it on to you, and I will also add any updated info right onto our St. Kateri website so that you can find all of that. There's a section there called, I think it's called After School Care. And so we'll continue to populate that space as well.
Somebody is wondering what the capacity of the school is. How many students can the school accommodate?
The capacity of our school is 350 students. And so we will not be starting at that number this year. That whole area around the school is hopefully going to be developed, and then we will be welcoming more students as well. But the capacity of the school is 350.
The next question is regarding pre-K students. Do we have to re-register them for kindergarten? And how in advance do we need to register? How far in advance?
So I'm not sure if this question is about current pre-K students going into kindergarten or students looking to get into pre-K. But the best thing would be to just contact our district office, because all of our pre-K registrations and screenings go through them. And if you're looking for kindergarten registrations, you can register anytime. Even right now is a great time. You'll often have to just put in a student inquiry, and then you'll get a SNAP code to register via our system. And if that all sounds a bit confusing, just feel free to email me and I can walk you right through the process.
Okay. Another question is, what will the class sizes look like? And do you anticipate split classes for any grades?
So at the moment, we are still receiving registrations, and we will be determining our class configurations based on those numbers. So it really depends on what the numbers, where the numbers come in. If we can run a full class, some combined classes, one of each, whatever that looks like. But at this point, we haven't quite determined what that looks like as the numbers keep on coming in each week.
We have a question from a family asking if grade 5 students will be able to leave the grounds. It might need a little bit more context to that, but that is the direct question.
So it's not really, I would imagine we're talking about at lunch hour and things like that. And I would imagine that they would not be leaving the grounds to go, well, there's not a lot around our school, but we would probably want to keep them on our school property and safe. But we can certainly discuss that and the expectations of the students at our school at the beginning of the year as well. We'll make that clear to parents as well as students so that everyone's on the same page.
Next question is for Mr. Giacobo. Will there be goalie instruction offered in the sports academy? I will unmute you so you can answer that question.
Hi, that's a great question. There will be goalie instruction. There will be power skating instruction as well. We will have specialty coaches working with the hockey group. The goalie instruction will happen once a week.
And I don't see any other questions except one that would be perfect for wrapping this wonderful evening and time together up. And it is from a family who had a question from their a grade 5 student in their house wondering, will St. Kateri be fun?
Question. Yes, it will be fun. And our grade 5s will be the leaders of our school, helping us do some of the fantastic things that are going to happen there. We are going to have a great time with some of our programming, and we look so forward to welcoming all of our students. And I think you're going to help us determine how we make it just as fun as we possibly can, because always open for suggestions we are. So that would be fantastic. Mr. Zacharias, your mic isn't on.
I think that wraps it up. We have had quite a number of people watching tonight, and we thank you for tuning in. and for all your wonderful questions and for taking time out of your evening to attend this virtual open house. Again, if you have any other questions, please feel free to direct them to Mrs. LeBuick or to the school, or you can send them to the division and we will forward them to the school, and we will certainly make sure that your questions get answered. I will save the last word for Mrs. LeBuick, and we thank you all for coming. And I do encourage you to check out the school's website. If you don't know what it is SKTA, St. Kateri, SKTA at .GSACRD, GSACRD.ab.ca. All the most recent information is there, as well as updates, and please follow them on social media as well. And with that said, I will pass on the last comment to Mrs. LeBuick.
Always one for the last word, I would be, right? I would just like to thank all of you for taking time out of your day to come and gather together in this weird environment to meet. Especially thank you and welcome to the students that are watching tonight. I can't see you. I'd love to see you and I'd love to welcome you, but do know that we are so excited to have you join us, and we are accepting registrations to come and join us throughout the next few weeks. And to all parents, thank you for your continued questions and for reaching out and asking all those things that you might want to know about our school, because it's hard in this time to go see a new school that's located in a space we weren't sure about and just find out what's going on. So to all of you, thank you so much, and don't be a stranger. Feel free to reach out. We all need connection at this time, and we are certainly here to build those connections. So have a great rest of your evening, and we look forward to meeting all of you when we can meet in person. Thank you so much. And thanks also to our special guests tonight, our trustees, Mr. Bessignon for speaking, to Mr. Keohane, and all of our senior administration. Our district has worked so hard at helping us be successful, and we thank everyone for helping us pull this together tonight. And Mr. Zacharias, thank you for helping us and for moving us forward in this evening and monitoring things. We look forward to a great year, and I'm going to sign off and let everyone get on with their Thursday evening. Thank you, and God bless.